Hey guys, this is Ray the Messenger, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you about simps and how you can stop being a simp if you're one. But before we get into the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, ring the bell, give this video a like, you know the deal. Let's get right into the video. Simps, how you can stop being one. So at first we will talk about the definition of what a simp is. So basically a simp is a person who puts another person's desire or emotions above themselves and puts the other person on a pedestal and does whatever the hell the other person wants or tells them to. And the context in which this word has actually risen into the common sense and the common knowledge of everybody in society is mainly if you look at different people, and especially guys on Twitch, who donate a bunch of money to a certain gamer girl. That's what they call them, right? The gamer girls, you know them. The gamer girls who are on Twitch making the videos, and the simps see these videos and see the stream of the girl and are like, oh my god, this girl is so beautiful, she's so gorgeous, and I'm a simp. That's what the people think in their mind, or maybe they don't think they're simps, but they're actually simps, and they donate a bunch of money to the girl and write the girl how beautiful she is, she's the most amazing thing, and that she's beautiful in comparison to them, they're ugly. But also the simping goes just beyond interactions between women and men. The simping also goes if you're just a simp in your own life. If you have other people telling you what to do all day long and you just don't ask any questions. If you're just someone who puts their own emotions away and doesn't think about themselves. And this is the big issue that we have right now. Also what I think the big issue is with the society overall. That the society tells you, oh, you know what, you always need to cater to the emotions of the other people, and especially women, and yeah, that's a big issue. That's not what you should do. You shouldn't be a simp. You shouldn't be calling yourself a simp. If you're watching this video and you think you're a simp, stop being a simp. Why do you think it's good to be a simp? What do you gain from being a simp? There's nothing good with being a simp and called being a simp. It's not a good thing. And when society and other people tell you, oh, you know what, it's actually a good thing to donate thousands of dollars to a random girl on the internet because she's good looking. No, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. That's a crazy thought. It makes no sense to just randomly donate money to these people or give them so much attention. Why don't you focus the attention on yourself? Why do you have to go outside looking for attention? Why do you call yourself a simp? That's the biggest thing. In my opinion, I also was a simp, by the way, if you would call it like that. A simp, somebody who was chasing other people and giving them the massive amounts of attention just to get a little bit of attention back. And the thing is, this comes always from a place of, oh, I don't think I'm good enough. Yeah, so what? So what, you don't think you're good enough? So work on yourself. If you don't think you're good enough, go out there and do the things that need to be done. Don't just randomly sit around on the internet chatting with girls on Twitch like a simp. Don't buy fridges and don't buy things for different gamer girls on the internet just because you have nothing to do in your own life. Why don't you just sit down and start working towards yourself? That's the biggest thing that also helped me back in the day when I was a simp. I reached a point where the simping was too painful to continue. So I reached that point where I was like, I'm sick and tired of being a simp. I'm sick and tired of simping. So I will start working towards myself. I set myself up a goal, especially when I was back in the day a little bit overweight. I set my goal to say, you know what, I'm going to lose a bunch of weight so I will look better for myself, so I can feel better for myself. That's the most important thing. Stop looking outwards for validation and attention. That's not the right thing. It doesn't matter how much outside attention you're getting or how much outside attention you're seeking. The more you're trying to seek the attention from different people outside of your own self, the more these people run away from you and won't give you the attention, or they will try to pull tricks on you and they will start to emotionally manipulate you. I don't know if you've recently seen some videos with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. That's the same situation. It's the same situation when the other person is emotionally abusing you and you don't say anything against it. You're just like, oh, you know what, she's publicly embarrassing me in front of the whole world, pulling my name through the dirt, going on public talking about nonsensical things, talking about what happened inside the own home, things you shouldn't be actually talking about in the public discord. And so you should say, in that moment when somebody does something like that to you, where they're like, you know what, I'm just going to publicly talk about things we said in private that shouldn't be out there, then you should go to the person and tell him, you know what, this right here, this is the borderline. If you cross this borderline, we're done, and there are consequences. You need to put in your life boundaries for other people. You cannot just have people do things without consequences. If somebody touches touches you in a weird way, you tell him, hey man, can you please stop touching me in that weird way? I don't really like that. You don't need to be aggressive with it, right? You can be polite, you can be nice with it, but you need to set up boundaries. And that's the biggest thing that makes a simp a simp. A simp doesn't have no boundaries. If I come up to you and you think you're a simp, this is a random scenario, a fantasy scenario. If you're a simp and somebody on the streets comes up to you and just slaps you on the back of the head, and you just stand there and do fucking nothing, then that's a simp. You should be telling the person, hey, what the hell are you doing, man? And maybe even shove them. You don't need to start fighting. This is the thing. You don't need to start being aggressive, because not being a simp is not automatically being aggressive. You can talk to people and you can set up boundaries for your own self and for your whole space and what you believe in without being aggressive or without overstepping boundaries necessarily of other people. So just be real with yourself. If somebody else is insulting you, then you should talk back to that person. You cannot let these things slide. You shouldn't let these things slide, because this is a question of self-respect. And if you consider yourself a simp, I would ask you to write down why you should respect yourself and what you can do and to work on yourself. Pick one thing in your life that you want to work on yourself, where you're like, you know what, I don't feel good about myself because of this. And then you can work on that. And then your confidence will grow, because when you're a simp, you always have low self-confidence. Because a simp goes out there and tries to get attention from other people because he's scared to look into himself and to look into his own issues. He doesn't want to work on his own issues. That was me back in the day. I'm always talking from a place where I was the person, right? I was the simp. I was that guy. And then I started working towards myself so I can get away from that role and I can start developing myself. This also doesn't mean just because you're not a simp, doesn't mean that you can't enjoy watching videos, or it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy playing video games. But you need to set up boundaries for your own self and for your own self-respect, because if everybody can just say anything to you and just can walk all over you like you're a goddamn carpet, you're not a carpet, right? Don't let other people just walk all over you, telling you all different negative things, or even physically assaulting you or touching you in weird ways you don't like. Even if it's a girl, it doesn't matter. This applies to every person. This applies to everything, every single individual. If somebody is trying to overstep the boundaries, in that moment you need to tell the person, hey, sorry to interrupt, but can you please stop calling me that name? And that's the most important thing. Don't let other people bully you. Don't let other people overstep the boundaries with you. You can always talk nice with people. You don't always have to be an a-hole. You don't have to be extremely negative, or be like, if somebody asks you, hey man, can I borrow this from you? You don't have to be like, oh, now I'm going to set up my boundaries. No, you cannot have this. No. You need to be still friendly and cordial with people who give you positive energy and people who are friendly with you. But for everybody else who is negative and who's maybe even demanding things from you in a condescending way. If some girl or some guy comes up to you and is like in a condescending way, now you need to give me some money, right? Or you need to give me some money because I'm more beautiful than you are. That's the moment you tell the person, this is the boundary and you are not going to overstep this boundary, because there will be consequences. I'm going to tell you straight up, this is not how we do this. This is the important thing. Start standing up for yourself. This is the most important thing. And I hope this video helped you with that. I hope you stop considering yourself a simp. Stop calling yourself a simp. That's the first thing. And write down what you want to change in your life, so you're not a simp anymore and you don't call yourself a simp, or you don't have to watch videos like this that tell you how to stop being a simp, right? It's always set up the boundaries. So if you take two things away from this video, set up boundaries for yourself when interacting with anyone. It doesn't matter if it's a guy, a girl, or even an animal, or whatever it is. Set up boundaries for yourself, and also set up boundaries for yourself. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, write down what you can change today in order to feel better about yourself. And maybe it is even stop watching these Twitch streams. I don't know. If that helps you, if you think that will help you, then you need to do it. I cannot tell you what actually will work for you, because in the end of the day, I'm not you. I only know what worked for me. So for me, those were the things that worked, setting up the boundaries and also working on my own self in different areas, starting off with the fitness. Maybe start off with that. That's a pretty easy one, because it's easy to follow. You just go down on the ground, do some push-ups, start eating healthy. So let's wrap this video up, guys. I hope this video was helpful for you. I hope this video was interesting for you. You know, I'm always talking from a place of my own heart, because I had also issues with that. So start standing up for yourself. Stop being a simp. Stop simping. Stop accepting other things that people tell you. And live your life in a positive way, in a healthy way. Improve yourself. And that's the thing. That's the most important thing. That's why we're here. That's why you're listening. So if you liked the video, subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like. I will put up more content like this. This topic got me a little bit riled up. Maybe you could hear it. But until next time, guys, have a nice day. Goodbye.